Hey, it's Matt Moscona. You found it, your home for the latest content on your favorite team, the LSU Tigers. And we're powered by BetUS. Remember, this football season, earn a 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. Check out BetUS in the description on this video. LSU is back on the practice field Monday, their 9th practice of fall camp. And we had media availability, and this was our 7th time seeing the Tigers in varying degrees. Every practice we've seen so far has been outside, and most of the work we've seen has been about an hour. It's stretched to an hour 15, hour 30, kind of depending on the day. And we see individual drills, which is nothing more than walkthroughs and hitting pads and things like that and dummies. We see 7-on-7. We've seen 11-on-11. We've seen periods where it's been sort of a mixed individual. Receivers against defensive backs, offensive line against defensive line. We've chronicled a bunch of this. And so far, through 7 practices, 7 periods of media availability, I think I have one big takeaway for this defense so far. And my one big takeaway is that the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. We all know what that means. Like if you disassemble a car and sold it part by part, it wouldn't equal as much as an assembled vehicle on the lot that you're trying to sell. And in this instance, what we consistently see over and over again is when they go to individual periods, the offense is light years ahead of this defense at every level. On Saturday, we go in and they're running a goal line drill. So the offense is at the 10-yard line. And it's just quarterback, receiver, defensive backs. So they're either running 2 or 3 receiver sets. And I charted every rep. And of the 19 reps that I charted on Saturday, the offense won 13. The defense got stops on 3. And then there were errant throws on 3 where the receiver was open. At one point, the offense scored on 7 straight plays and 9 of 10. The only one they didn't score on was when Colin Hurley had Aaron Anderson over the middle. He threw it in the ground. Like, it's overwhelming. The offensive defensive line pass rush drill on Saturday. I charted 30 reps. 5 first, 5 second, 5 third, 5 first, 5 second, 5 third. Get it? It was 22, 3, and 5. The offense won 22, the defense won 3, and there were 5 pushes. Even if you give all of the pushes to the defense, it's still 22-8. You see my point? Like, in a vacuum, Will Campbell is better than Paris Shand every time. In a vacuum, Kyron Lacey is better than P.J. Woodland. Like, there's no comparison. Today, we go out there, and I charted, first thing we see is the DB receiver drills. I charted 25 reps. Of the 25, there were 2 pass breakups. Ashton Samps had a PBU against C.J. Daniels, and Jordan Gilbert got a win against Aaron Anderson. There were 2 overthrows and 1 drop. The drop was Jelani Watkins' dime from Ricky Collins. Dropped it. So you see all of that, and you can't help but be really discouraged because of what we saw from the defense a year ago. I'm not into hyperbole. You know that. I don't do the greatest of all time, worst of all time, this or that. That's not really my thing. Yes, I can be theatrical. Bama is burning, hunt the good ag, and that's good. It's fun. We should have fun. But when I'm giving you opinions, I try to be very measured. Last year was the worst defense in the history of the program. As long as they've been playing football since 1893, as long as they've been keeping statistics, no LSU defense has allowed more yards and points than last year. Period. It was horrendous. So with that in your brain, you see things like that, and you can't help but go, here we go again. But remember I told you the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. Because what we've seen is after that, when they go into team periods, not only does the defense hold their own, they win. They win. When they play actual 11-on-11 football, the defense wins. On Saturday, full pads on Saturday, full team period, 11-on-11, tackling to the ground. Blake Baker told us afterwards there's only 4 times in camp they're actually going to be full tackle to the ground. This was one of them. So remember, offense in all the team drills obliterates the defense. They go to the team period. First down. Mason Taylor catches the ball for a 9-yard out at 2nd and 1.
Mason Taylor!
Sack. West Weeks. 3rd and 6. On 3rd and 6, Nuss looks deep left sideline for C.J. Daniels. He's pressured. He throws a duck, and it's intercepted by Jair Brown. Okay? Coach's discretion to do whatever they want. Instead of starting a new drive, they just put him there at 3rd and 5 again, or 3rd and 6. Nuss throws a beautiful ball over the middle to C.J. Daniels. Catch and run for about 35 yards. First down. Deep right, intended for Kyron Lacey. Sage Ryan in coverage, incomplete. 2nd and 10. They hand the ball to Caleb Jackson, runs for 5 yards. It's 3rd and 5. Harold Perkins stretches the play out to the right, gets a TFL against Caleb Jackson. It's 4th and 10. They check down on 4th and 10 to Caleb Jackson, who dump trucked Whit Weeks. By the way, that play, if you haven't seen it yet, is on all the social media if you want to check it out, where Caleb just runs over Whit Weeks. So that was a 4th and 10 play when Caleb Jackson ran over Whit Weeks to convert. So it's first down. Major Burns, TFL. 2nd and 12. They force a throwaway. It was pressure by JVR Suggs and West Weeks. 3rd and 11, or 3rd and 12. They go on the sideline for C.J. Daniels. Overthrow by Nuss. It was Jair Brown in coverage. It's 4th and 11. They kick a field goal and make it.
Michael Vick at BetUS.com. Catch an incredible 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits, plus 10% gambler's insurance. BetUS, my online sportsbook and casino.
My point is, the defense, when they play whole, has been actually good against the offense. I'll give you the sequence today. Monday, 11-on-11. Remember, all throughout the day, not good for the offense. They're getting run all over the yard. They start the 11-on-11 period at the 30-yard line, the negative 30. So offense at their own 30, 70 yards ahead of them. Jordan Gilbert, tight coverage on Mason Taylor on the left sideline, incomplete.
Mason Taylor!
It's okay for now, thank you. 2nd and 10. They run across with Chris Hilton for 7 yards. It's 3rd and 3. Nuss, it's good coverage. Nuss has to move, dance a little bit in the pocket. He throws a 50-50 ball over the middle high to Kyron Lacey. Jordan Allen's there, creates contact. Pass breakup, incomplete. It's 4th and 3. They go for it. Paris Shan bats the ball at the line of scrimmage and intercepts it. Y'all, it's night and day. It's like you're not even watching the same thing. The twos go in there. A.J. Swan got the first crack with the twos. First play, incomplete, intended for Shelton Sampson. Zy Alexander was in coverage. 2nd and 10. Pass over the middle to Aaron Anderson for 5 yards. It's 3rd and 5. He looks for Kamorian Pimpton on a left slant. On the left sideline. It's complete on the left sideline, but Kamorian Pimpton went out of bounds a yard short, so it's 4th and 1. 4th and 1, they decided to go deep to Shelton Sampson. Sampson had Zy Alexander beaten by about 2 yards. Swan underthrew it. Sampson had to come back. It allowed Zy Alexander to recover and got the pass breakup. Probably could have been PI. Refs were out there. They didn't throw the flag. The ones go back in, and they're escorting us off the field at this point. The ones go back in there. The first play, Harold Perkins beats Garrett Dellinger for a sack. Y'all, I'm not telling you this is the 85 Bears. I'm not telling you they're great. What I am telling you is there are 2 fundamentally different truths when you watch this defense, and I've seen enough of them. We've been out there for 7 practices, at least an hour per. I mean, I've seen at least 7 hours of practices. Okay? Charting, reps, and everything. the whole, when they're out there as a unit with a pass rush and with Harold Perkins as a queen piece on the chessboard, and when the corners have help from safeties and they're playing coverage, they're better than when they're running drills. Because Bernard Causey isn't as good today as Chris Hilton. Or fill in the blanks of whoever. LSU's offensive talent is better than their defensive talent. But when they go into a team period, the defense wins. I went back and looked at my notes. If you're watching, I have two little notebooks here. And I have my own system of how I chart everything. I went back and looked at my notes from all 7 practices today. And I have charted 5 11-on-11 periods. It's not to say, listen, they practice a lot indoors that we don't get to see. They kick us out and do more team periods that we don't get to see. There's a lot they've done that I haven't seen. I'm telling you from what I have seen, my eyes, not secondhand, my eyes. I have charted in 7 practices 5 11-on-11 periods. 5. Now, only one of those was tackled to the ground. And sometimes it's situational. Maybe they're working on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 2, whatever. But in the 5 11-on-11 periods that I have seen, I have not charted a first-team offense touchdown against the defense yet. I have in 7-on-7. Oh, there's been lots of them in 7-on-7. Maybe it's situational. Maybe there's been situations where pass complete, because they're not tackling, guy breaks free, maybe he scores, and who knows how that might have played out. But my point is, I have not yet charted a drive where LSU has gone the length of the field and the offense has scored a touchdown against the defense. They were running a 2-minute drill a couple days. Last week, I told you about one. Nuss leads them right down the field. They get in a goal-to-go situation. He pauses, pats the ball, throws over the middle. Boom. Intercepted by Ashton Stamps over the middle when he was looking for C.J. Daniels. They've gotten close, but the defense made the plays. Please don't misunderstand me. It's 9 practices into fall camp, of which we have seen parts of 7. But what I am telling you, and I'm not telling you this is the 85 Bears or the 2011 LSU Tigers defense. I'm not telling you they're going to be awesome. I'm not telling you there's All-Americans. I don't think there's All-Americans or All-Conference players anywhere on that defense other than Harold Perkins. But what I'm telling you is very clearly with Blake Baker and Corey Raymond and Jake Olson, what they have done is they have simplified for this defense, which has allowed them to play fast and aggressive and physical. And when you don't have coverage busts, you create tighter windows to throw in. When you actually have a guy like Harold Perkins who has some get off and you can pressure the quarterback and come up with some creative blitzes and move the quarterback off his spot, you increase the level of difficulty. Instead of Nuss unpressured throwing to Kyron Lacey against J.K. Johnson, when they know the route and J.K. doesn't, and it's just an athleticism drill, Kyron's going to win that 10 times out of 10. But when you have safety help and pressure and a line in your face and hands in your face, and all of a sudden the degree of difficulty is increased, the defense is winning plenty. And it's encouraging to see. Less than 3 weeks from the opener, LSU and USC. We'll continue to go out there every time they let us. I'll continue to tell you what I see. But there is a polar opposite difference with this defense in team period from individuals, and it is very clear that the whole of this defense right now is much greater than the sum of the parts. Thanks so much for watching the video. Remember, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you're notified whenever we post a new video. And our channel is powered by BetUS. 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits, up to $2,000. All the info and the link in the description below.